When I first started this, probably about 15 years ago, my initial kind of foray back into baseball was working with a select team, not specifically as a hitting instructor, but as just a guy kind of helping out, doing, assistant coach or whatever. I was doing a little bit of instruction. This was at the point where I really first trying to learn, how to be a good instructor. So certainly as part of that, I read all kind of books, any books I could find on hitting instruction, started looking at slow motion video of big league hitters, because I was working with some players, and again, not really getting paid for it, but just kind of going into it, working with some guys, taping them, see what it looks like, and so forth. So part of this, early on experience working with a select team. One of the things that early on caught my attention with regards to instructors was, I'll just say it by using the following real life example. I worked with these guys, was watching hitting instructors. That was another part of my experience. I, in a sense, deferring to guys who had been doing instruction, kind of seeing what they do, watching them, see what I could learn, so forth. So, one particular example, I had seen a guy come in for his first lesson and kind of watched some, and then I, subsequent to that, watched 4 or 5 other lessons. And I was kind of looking in on it. At lesson 6, when he came in, what I said to myself was this. I said, well, here's the deal with this guy. He had certain flaws that I kind of picked up, looking at him in lesson 1. Lesson 6, he still has those same flaws. There's nothing that has really changed. The bottom line is here, in terms of what I now would put under the heading of effective instruction. I'm not seeing any real effective instruction, because lesson 6, he doesn't look any different than he did at lesson 1 in terms of some of the flaws I'm seeing. So, what I did was I went up and I knew the instructor somewhat, I worked with him, and so I kind of asked him, not really absolutely directly, but something along the lines of, hey, I'm kind of curious about this guy. I've seen some things you're doing. It still seems to be, in terms of flaws, he still seems to be kind of doing those. What are you doing to kind of correct them? Maybe I've seen something that he was doing or whatever. I was trying to get, elicit from him, really, did he see these flaws, and basically what was he doing to try to correct them? And after I said that, I kind of got the distinct impression he was kind of offended by that, me even asking him. And he said something along the lines of, well, look, the guy can't really do my drills all that well, and, and essentially he was saying that, look, I'm trying, but I can't really help this guy. Kind of is what he was saying. And certainly at that point I said, well, kind of stepped back, said, certainly in my own mind, I'm saying, well, there's a problem here. There's a basic problem here. What's the basic problem? The basic problem is the parents are paying this hitting instructor to help their son overcome his flaws. And at lesson 6, I don't see any signs of that. So the basic problem is he's getting paid money to help the hitter, and the hitter's not being helped. To which I kind of reply then, and I've replied since in a number of different circumstances. Okay, if that's the case, what the hell is the instructor getting paid for? What are you doing? What are you getting paid for? Your job, it strikes me, it struck me then, it still does. My job as a hitting instructor is help this hitter kind of change his hitting behavior, so to speak. It's my job to recognize flaws, my job to address them, my job to effectively address these, force the hitter to do some things, the result of which they change their hitting behavior in some more positive way. I wasn't seeing that through lesson 6 here, and so this was symptomatic of many, many other situations that followed that, wherein I'm watching a lot of hitting instruction, I'm watching a lot of hitters, and I see no signs of real improvement. So the bottom line is, certainly at that experience, I said to myself early on, I said, look, if I have some drills that I'm, applying to some hitter and the drills don't seem to be very effective, then I need to change the drills. My job is not to sit and say, I have some drills, can you do them? If you can't do them, in fact, you suck. No, I kind of turned that around. I kind of said, basically, no, if I can't come up with something to help this hitter, I suck. The burden is on me to do something to help this hitter. Now, I realize there's lots of reasons why hitters may fail to execute, better movement, but certainly one reason is the hitting instructors are not working hard enough at they're not putting the burden on themselves enough, I don't think. Certainly in my situation, I said what I thought was obvious. If I can't help this hitter, I shouldn't be getting paid. And so since I want to get paid, I want to be able to help these hitters. It's my job to figure out what I need to do to help these hitters improve in some fundamental ways or some ways that are important, right? So early on, that's how I kind of looked at this, and I still look at it this way, that way, and that puts the burden on me to come up with as much information as I possibly can to try to understand swings well enough to be able to effectively help hitters. And certainly in my experience, using feedback of players is very, very important. I can have the greatest, what I think is the greatest concepts of drills ever invented. If I go out and try to apply these concepts and they don't work very well, the burden is on me to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, and figure out what I need to do to help these hitters. That's what I started doing then, and that's what I've been doing ever since. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit and kind of explain a little bit where I'm coming from in terms of how I go about trying to teach young hitters how to develop much better swings.